All right, and welcome to the IU Hoops Halftime Report as your Indiana Hoosiers currently trail the Ohio State Buckeyes 35-28 in their opener at the Big Ten tournament. And that's a half that's going to disappoint a lot of Indiana fans, and rightfully so, as the Hoosier team that we saw certainly the last week and really the last 2 weeks, nowhere to be found today. And I think you have to credit Ohio State for some of that because their game plan, once again, has been a really smart one. But Indiana has also played into their hands. So we'll talk about it here on the halftime report. We'll start with some things I like. I like that we're only down 7 because in some ways it feels like we could be down more. Credit to Ohio State again. Every time Indiana has gotten close, a couple times when Indiana tied it, Ohio State has immediately pushed the lead back out. And they've also missed some pretty decent looks. Like I think, part of the difference in this game is some of the shots Ohio State's getting are better shots than the ones that we are getting, more in rhythm shots. Fortunately, they've missed some of those. They're not shooting very well, 3 of 12 from downtown. They have gotten some easy looks on fast break points, off of turnovers. So I think in some ways we're fortunate to just be down 7, especially given how, our top players are playing. Guys like Juwan Morgan and Romeo Langford, who really just haven't been able to get going in this game. Other thing that I like while we're on that subject is, once again, the impact of Indiana's juniors off the bench. I mean, try to imagine this game right now without the impact that De'Ron Davis and Devontae Green have had. Devontae Green's played 14 minutes. De'Ron's only played 6, but Indiana's +3 and De'Ron's 6 minutes, and that is no coincidence. De'Ron immediately came in the game when it was 8-3, made a big defensive play. We got it down low to him, and he scored. And really it's felt like the only real consistent offense that we've had, or at least coherent offense, is when De'Ron was in the game, we got the ball into him in the post, and he was able to make a bucket, got a few free throws. So those two guys really did a nice job. Now, Devontae, has 11 points. He's 3 of 5 from downtown. Every single one of those threes has felt like it's been really important, especially the one when it was 29-22. But he's also got 3 turnovers. So it's been some good Devontae, bad Devontae today. But on the whole, he's been huge because we needed someone to step up and make shots, and he did it. So, on net, Devontae has been a positive impact on the first half. But as we get now into things that I don't like, let's start with the turnovers, because that's been something Indiana's done such a good job of, especially on the road, at Illinois, a team that's going to turn you over a ton. And, Indiana doesn't turn it over, and today, already 10 turnovers. And again, I credit Ohio State's defense. I think they've got a good game plan. I think they're playing tough. I think they're noticing that officials are allowing a lot of contact on dribblers, a lot of contact on hands and arms, and they're using that to their advantage, and we're not playing very tough. And we're allowing ourselves to get sped up, both mentally and physically, and it's leading to some bad decisions, and it's leading to some just bad kind of physical passes and bad dribbling. So that's where your 10 turnovers come from. They have 9 turnovers. So the nice thing is we're balancing that by, getting some steals of our own. But that's the thing. Indiana with 10 turnovers and Ohio State has 8 steals, and that's where their fast break points are coming from. And they're doing a much better job of turning their turnovers into points. We have 6 fast break points. They have 13 fast break points. We're down by 7. There you go. That's the difference in the game. Indiana with a lot of live ball turnovers that are leading to easy buckets the other way. And defensively, we've been okay. We haven't been great, but we've been okay, good enough to be closer than 7 points. But our offense is killing our defense today with some of the turnovers. So that has to get better. Something else I haven't liked is that pretty much any 50-50 rebound or ball, I feel like Ohio State's getting those. And that has to turn around. We have to be the ones getting those, at least getting 50% of them. And Ohio State has saved a couple of possessions on those, and that's really helped them out. The other thing that I haven't liked at all on the offensive end is our shot selection. We've taken 15 threes. We're 4 of 15 from downtown. Now, again, as I said, Devontae's 3 of 5. I think 4 of his threes were good. I think one of them, was a little bit early. I didn't necessarily like it, but I like all the other threes from him. I think Romeo has forced a couple he didn't need to take. Juwan Morgan has taken a couple that he didn't need to take. One was fine. The other one was an air ball where he's just like kind of stepping back and fading away from the top of the key. None of that. That's not your shot, Juwan. We don't need that, and that is a wasted possession. So we are playing right into their hands, taking 50% of our field goal attempts from 3-point range. That's not what we should be doing. We need to be persistent about getting the ball inside, running some actions to get the ball inside, going downhill. I thought Al Durham did a really nice job of driving to the basket, taking contact, getting fouled, and knocking down his free throw. We're going to have to make tough plays like that to win this game. Too often we're driving and either just giving in before going in to get the contact or taking a little bit of contact and losing the ball. I thought Romeo did a nice job on the drive and dish that he had in the corner to Devontae Green, but we've got to have more of that. Indiana is allowing themselves on the offensive end to do what Ohio State wants us to do. It's the same thing that happened at the home game in Bloomington, and Ohio State's doing it again. So clearly this is not a matchup that we particularly like, but it's tournament play, and we're going to have to find a way in this matchup to play tougher and to play smarter, or else they're just going to grind us into nothing on the offensive end, and we won't be able to do enough to win this game. Same thing that happened in Bloomington. So we have seen a lot of halves where Indiana has taken a lot of threes in the first half, whether they've made them or missed them, and come out in the second half with a renewed emphasis to get the ball inside and stop taking so many threes. That has to happen today because we're making our free throws. We're 6 of 8 from the line, and I think the opportunities are there if we will drive and drive tougher and be more persistent about getting the ball inside where we can get fouled and we can get to the free throw line. And if nothing else, we can just get some more things happening on offense, do what we want to do. This is not a team that is particularly confident offensively when they're just standing around taking three-pointers because that's not our game. So let Devontae shoot them. You know, if Al and Romeo get open looks, fine. Take those shots. Same thing with Rob. But otherwise, get inside. Get the ball inside. So, look, that was a frustrating first half. I think a lot of us came into this game with some confidence, thinking that the Indiana team that we saw the last few games would be the one that we would see here. That hasn't happened. This team has to regroup. They were discombobulated. They've got to take care of the ball, and they've got to get back to doing what they do, playing their game on offense. Find a way to impose your will on the game. It's not going to be easy because Ohio State's a good defensive team, and they're well coached, so it's going to be a challenge. But this has been an issue for Indiana, is the mental toughness, especially on the offensive end, to not just settle for what the defense wants you to do, but to find a way to impose your will and do the things that you want to do offensively. It's been an issue. Indiana's done a better job of it lately. It's why they've been winning games. If they don't do it here, this is going to be a short stay in the Big Ten tournament, and we're not going to make the NCAA tournament. So hopefully they can get this thing turned around here in the second half, and we have something positive to talk about in the post-game show. I'll be there. Ryan will be there. We hope that you will join us as well. Let's go Hoosiers. Down 7. It's time to come back, be mentally tough, and find a way to win this game in the Big Ten tournament. Talk to you all in, 45, 50 minutes. See you then.